Hi guys, welcome brain retrainers, fellow brain retrainers. Today I'm going to share some of my tools that I use for my trigger switch fix that I put in my trigger switch fix bag. And people ask me a lot of, do you use other things besides these rewiring programs? Yes, I do. I use emotional freedom techniques, faster EFT. I use the Gamut technique, all sorts of things, exposure therapy, narrative therapy, EMDR. I believe really getting a nice package while you're brain rewiring is very important for overall recovery from medical PTSD or chronic illness issues. Today I want to share with you a technique that I learned. It's called the Gamut technique. And for those of you that have followed me on IG, Instagram, under Julie Hoshek-Walls, I'm also listed as a brain retrainer. I post up in my stories, in my brain retraining icon, the manual that I refer to, which is called EFT, and the author is Gary Craig. And this is a really wonderful tool to use when you're having some sort of a crisis, an emotional crisis, or you're dealing with symptoms or it's a really good way to kind of shift the thinking from inward and kind of going more towards acceptance and building that inner child confidence that I talk a lot about. The technique that I'm going to show you today that I feel is important while you're rebuilding your brain and you're doing your brain retraining, I think it helps with almost the rewiring in the brain and the way the brain has been shifted when you've been exposed to some sort of trauma or chronic illness. This is a really good technique to kind of assess where you're at as far as your brain retraining. It also will help with the connectivity in the brain, and it'll shift from left side to right side or right side to left side thinking. So again, the technique is called the Gamut technique. It's a 9-step, around a 10 to 15 second procedure. Very easy to do. A lot of people will do it in the evening before they go to bed. They'll get up in the morning and do it. I will say this, you will have some limbic system resistance with it. I know that I do. It's a good assessment for me to see where I'm at, whether or not I need to still continue to train, to focus on certain things. As you know, I customize all my brain retraining rounds, and I kind of work on those spheres that we talk about and customize a program that's going to work best for me. So, and I advise you to do the same thing. But again, I talk a lot about trigger switch fixes. And this is one of the tools that I use, that I put in my bag when I need help, additional help as I'm brain retraining. I'll go ahead and show you the process. It's a very easy technique to do. And again, it doesn't take much time. And you can do it at any time throughout the day. A lot of times people, again, will do it in the evenings. And you can refer to the manual. It's on page 71. And as you can see, I'll show you where the Gamut Point is. And I just want to read you just the first paragraph so you can kind of understand what the purpose of the Gamut procedure is and this technique is used for. So the 9 Gamut procedure is perhaps the most bizarre looking process in EFT, as people are EFT trainers and brain retrainers that use the tool EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. Its purpose is to fine-tune the brain, and it does so via some eye movements, similar to what EMDR is, which a lot of us that have PTSD or medical PTSD have tried EMDR or are currently doing EMDR. Humming and counting. Through connecting nerves, certain parts of the brain are stimulated when the eyes are moved. Likewise, the right side of the brain, the creative side, is engaged when you hum a song, and the left side, the digital side, is engaged when you count. The 9 Gamut procedure is a 10-second process wherein 9 of these brain-stimulating actions are performed while continually tapping on one of the body's energy points, the Gamut Point. And I'll show you where that is. So if you hold your hand up and you have your pinky finger and your ring finger, if you go slide down kind of in the center here, maybe just about a finger's width down. You can feel, you can push right there, right about here. That's where the Gamut Point is. And that is where you can either tap it with one finger, or like EFT, you can do 2 fingers. A lot of EFTers will do, you know, 2 fingers on their points, on their face, or they'll do 1. Kind of all depends on how you want to do it. I like to do 2, and sometimes I'll do just 1. It's really your call, whatever works for you. And just some light tapping. You don't need to like really drive it in there. Just some light tapping, make it comfortable for you, but it's right at that point if you can see. Okay. So as you're doing the steps, you want to continually tap. I like to keep my hand up near my heart, and that's what I do. I just tap right there lightly on that point. And what you're going to start out doing is just sitting upward, or if you have to, you can lay down, whatever's comfortable, whatever works best for you. And you're going to start with step 1, which is closing your eyes. So while you're tapping, close your eyes just for a couple seconds, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. And then your next step is step 2, which is eyes open. So close your eyes, and then step 2 is eyes open for 2 seconds. Then we go to step 3, which is a hard down right stare. So you're going to want to look, you keep your head steady, and you're going to just only with your eyes look down to the right, like as hard as you can. So I'm looking as hard as I can past my cheekbones down to my, looking down to my shoulder, and just hold it there for about 2 seconds while you continually tap. And then you come back to center and you look down hard left. So you would look past your shoulder, down to the left without moving your head, continually tapping. So you go right to left, and then you're gonna roll your eyes clockwise. So follow the clock and go clockwise 6, all the way around, and then come back to center. And then you're gonna go counterclockwise all the way around, and then come back to center. And then here's the fun part. We're gonna hum a happy birthday tune for 2 seconds, okay, while you're tapping. And then we're gonna count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then our final step is humming a 5-second tune. And I picked Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So here we go. And that's it. You just completed the Gamut technique. And just check in and see where you're at, how you feel. Did you feel some limbic system resistance? That is perfectly normal. You're going to have that. You're going to feel a little bit of anxiety. You're going to start wondering, did that feel normal? It's perfectly normal. You are working the different centers in your brain. You're shifting the focus. You're trying to get everything recentered. And it's perfectly normal for somebody like us who are brain retraining for limbic system dysfunctionality. So continue to keep doing the Gamut technique. It's a great assessment. It's a great workout for the brain. And it's kind of fun, and it's quick, and it's easy. All right, that's all I wanted to share for today. I hope you all have a great day and keep brain retraining. Thank you.